But for now, we want to come back home. We want to talk about a story that is been a big story and has dominated sort of the headlines here, and it's surrounding a tragic death on the light rail, and also two, safety. When it comes to using the light rail transportation here in Charlotte. We want to bring in WCNC Charlotte's Bria Smith, who is covering the story. So you're following up on the stabbing on the light rail. Irina Zaruska, I just want to make sure I say her name right. Hopefully I didn't botch that. But 23-year-old woman who was fatally stabbed on the light rail. There was a visual last night that you covered, and you spoke to two advocates, and obviously the visual is to remember the young woman's life, but they also hit on a couple of things that they are concerned about, right? What are a couple of those things that they are, I guess, they're voicing and they're concerned about right now?
Absolutely. So two major takeaways that I kind of took away from speaking with these advocates, T. Grace McDaniel and Brian Jenkins, was really that, number one, that they claim that the city and the judicial system has become soft on crime. DeCarlos Brown, who was charged with first-degree murder in Zaruska's death, was released several times. And so they think that this is a large issue because requests have been made for a forensic evaluation. And it has been, extensions for that have been put into place several times. So where is it that we can, pretty much kind of center the issue, the root problem of what's really happening and why are we releasing, criminals back into the public, and how this could have prevented an incident like this is where these advocates are coming from. But then also an expansion, for the transit system is, has been approved for the near future or, in the future in general. How is it that taxpayer dollars are going to fund this or support this when we can't keep safety, a top priority? So that's kind of what they were voicing yesterday at that vigil. And
voters still, on the November ballot, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeb, they'll be able to vote on this, correct, Jeb? On the transportation here in Mecklenburg County? Yeah, they'll be able to vote on it in November. I just make sure. Okay. Sorry to put you on the spot, Jeb. Like that. Jeb is doing a couple of things. I always check with Jeb. He's very tapped in politics wise. So there's a meeting. What were you about to say?
I was just saying the referendum will be there.
Okay, November. So there is a meeting come Wednesday to talk about all of this that you just talked about surrounding safety and security. What are advocates hoping to, I guess, hear from city leaders? What do they hope to get out of this meeting?
Yeah, I think their biggest message has been accountability. So they did applaud CMPD and the sheriff's office for their efforts in, getting these criminals and taking them, to that next step in them facing their consequences. But ultimately, if a release is going to happen, this is just going to continue to be an issue. This year alone, within the transportation and transit system, there have been 40 separate incidents involving, passengers using cats. And so I guess their ultimate goal is, we can take them to that next point, but ultimately we have to secure a solution to prevent incidents happening like Zarutskas and many others who have become victims to, these incidences in the transportation realm.
Tragic story there for that young woman and her family, 23 years old. Before I let you go, Bria, where can folks, I know you're here on the stream, you're answering questions, laying out your story. What time can folks check out your story tonight?
Yeah, so later on at 5 and 6, we'll have those two separate angles of the expansion and how that could be a potential problem, but then also really just hardening, I guess, the crime there.
All right. And I heard an alarm, so I guess that's my time.
It was my cue.
Time. Bria Smith here in studio. Bria, thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.